My girlfriend refuses to be intimate or affectionate after I took a jujitsu class, and now I'm trying to figure out if our relationship can survive this. Posted by you slash dramatic underscore succotash 54. I'm a 20-year-old guy, and for a little over a year, I've been really into martial arts. I started out with some basic classes, mostly for fitness and self-defense, but I found myself enjoying the discipline and the challenge. My girlfriend is 19, and she has always been supportive of my hobbies. She likes watching martial arts. She finds the skill and athleticism interesting, but she has never wanted to participate herself. Sometimes she comes to watch me train, and she usually cheers me on from the sidelines. Recently, I decided to branch out and try something new, so I signed up for a jiu-jitsu class at the gym I go to. I had always wanted to give jiu-jitsu a shot, since it is a very technical martial art, and I thought it would be a good way to expand my skills. I went to 3 lessons, and I enjoyed them a lot. The instructors were friendly, the people in the class were welcoming, and I felt like I was learning a lot, even as a beginner. After my 3rd lesson, my girlfriend said she wanted to come watch. I thought it would be nice to have her there, since she likes martial arts, and I thought she would enjoy seeing me try something new. She came to the gym with me, sat on the benches, and watched the class. That session, we were learning how to pull guard. For anyone who does not know, pulling guard is a basic jiu-jitsu move where you essentially wrap your legs around your opponent from a standing position and bring them down with you, so you end up on your back with your opponent between your legs. It is a foundational move in jiu-jitsu, and everyone in the class was practicing it with a partner. My partner that day was another guy, someone I had just met in class. We practiced the move over and over, as instructed by the coach. After the class ended, I noticed immediately that something was off with my girlfriend. She would not look at me, and she barely spoke. When I tried to give her a hug after we left the gym, she pulled away from me. She looked at me with an expression I had never seen before, almost like she was disgusted or upset with me. I tried to ask her what was wrong, but she just shook her head and said she wanted to go home. We got into my car, and the entire drive home was silent. I kept glancing over at her, hoping she would say something, but she just stared out the window. When we got home, she went straight to the living room and sat down on the couch, arms crossed. I sat down next to her and said, "I know something has hurt you. Please tell me what it is." She was quiet for a long time, and then she finally said, "I can never have sex with you again. I do not feel comfortable holding you." I was stunned. I asked her why she felt that way, and she said it was because of the moves I did in class. Specifically, she said that when I pulled guard on someone, it made her think that I wanted to be affectionate with other people. She said it looked intimate and that she could not get the image out of her head. I tried to explain that jiu-jitsu is a martial art, and that the moves are not sexual or romantic in any way. It is a sport, and the goal is to learn self-defense and technique, not to be affectionate with your training partner. I told her that the person I was sparring with was a guy, not a girl, and that everyone in the class was just focused on learning the moves. She just shook her head and said she could not get past it. After that conversation, things got even more tense between us. She stopped showing me any affection at all. If I tried to hold her hand or give her a hug, she would pull away. She stopped texting me sweet messages during the day, and when we were together, she barely spoke. It felt like there was a wall between us, and I had no idea how to break it down. I started to worry that our relationship was falling apart over something that made no sense to me. I did not want her to feel uncomfortable or hurt, but I also did not understand how martial arts move could cause such a strong reaction. I wanted things to go back to normal, but I did not know what to do. I ended up canceling my jiu-jitsu membership, hoping that it would show her how much I cared about her feelings. I posted about the situation online, hoping to get some advice. A lot of people commented that my girlfriend was being dramatic and that I should call her out on her thinking. I replied that I had already done that, and she admitted it was silly, but her behavior still had not changed. Some people told me that canceling my membership was a mistake and that I was enabling her unreasonable behavior. I admitted that I regretted canceling it, but said I could always get the membership back. Other commenters said that I deserved better and that her stonewalling and withholding affection was not acceptable in a relationship. One person wrote, "Real talk, I think she's being overdramatic. If you want my honest answer, call her out on her stupid thinking." I responded, "I have. She actually has realized it's stupid, but her behavior hasn't changed." Another commenter said, "Canceling your membership was by far the wrong thing to do. Just to placate an unhinged teenager, because that's what your girlfriend is, and you're enabling it by capitulating." I replied, "That's true. I do regret canceling it, but I can easily get the membership again, so it's not too bad. But I agree, it was a stupid decision by me." Someone else wrote, "Get the membership back, dump the insecure girl. She knows she's in the wrong, but is too stubborn to admit it and change. She's stonewalling you." Canceling your membership won't reignite the intimacy in your relationship, because nothing you do will make her change. She has to be the one to willingly put aside her petty insecurities and work on herself. You deserve better than someone who treats you like this. I read through all the comments, and while some of them were harsh, I appreciated the honesty. I still cared about my girlfriend and wanted to work things out, but I also knew that I could not keep sacrificing my own happiness for the sake of her insecurities. Update 2 days later. We talked about everything yesterday, and I know some people will be annoyed, but we are still together after working it out. Yesterday morning, I woke up to a text from my girlfriend saying, "I'm actually so dumb, I made a problem out of nothing." I responded that yes, she can be very dumb sometimes, and she sent laughing emojis, so I could tell she was feeling much better. I picked her up from work and we talked about it. There was a lot to discuss, but I will condense it. She admitted she was jealous that someone else was in that position with me during training, which she realized was silly. She also realized that her reaction was over the top for two main reasons. First, it is not sexual at all, and second, it is martial arts and meant for self-defense. She agreed that it was not an issue and that her reaction was not reasonable. We also talked about her health. She's going to see a doctor and a gynecologist because her periods have been getting very bad and affecting her daily life. Her hormones have been off, and her parents noticed changes in her behavior too. While this might explain some of her mood, it does not excuse her behavior, and I've made that clear. I told her it was not acceptable to not communicate about the issue or to make it an issue in the first place. She agreed. I showed her some of the comments from my post, and even though I toned them down, they gave her a better understanding. She wants to thank everyone for being honest, since it was the reality check she needed. We ended up playing a game from Jujitsu where I pull guard and she tries to get out. She loved it and had a lot of fun. Afterwards, she said, "I have no idea why I had a problem with that." Since she enjoyed it, I asked if she wanted to try a Jujitsu class together, and she agreed. I got my membership back, and we're planning to go to a class next week and book her gynecologist appointment as soon as possible. If anything else happens, I will update again. Thank you for all the help and advice. Comments. One commenter said they were glad to see we worked it out and that it is better to talk things out and grow together. Another noted that people on Reddit often jump to breakups too quickly. Someone else warned that withholding affection or sex to control a partner's behavior is not healthy, and I agreed, saying I made it clear to her that it cannot happen again, and she agreed it was wrong.